What if I told you a man from centuries ago helped shape our modern world? In my book, I asked, did Genghis Khan destroy civilization, or did he create a new one? We often picture him as a fierce warrior, but his real story is much more interesting. He started as a boy named Temujin, growing up in harsh Mongolia. Life was tough. Tribes fought constantly, and there was no single leader. Temujin had nothing, but he had big ideas. His story isn't just about battles, it's about uniting people in a way no one had before. He wasn't born a king, he earned his place. Imagine living where every neighbor was an enemy. That was Temujin's world. So how did he change everything? Not with magic, but with powerful ideas. He saw that people were divided, each playing for their own small team. His vision get everyone to play for one giant winning team. Genghis Khan showed that unity made people stronger and safer. He built a nation from scattered tribes like solving a giant puzzle. His story is an adventure full of hardship, excitement and success. It teaches us that where you start doesn't decide where you'll end up. One person's vision can change the world. As we explore his story, we'll look at the big ideas that built one of history's greatest empires. And we'll ask, what can we learn from a boy from the Mongolian steppe who became a name known worldwide? Let's begin. Before he was Genghis Khan, he was Temujin, a boy born around 1162 in Mongolia. Imagine a world with no technology, just endless grasslands and moving with the seasons. Temujin's family lived in a jur, surviving harsh winters and constant threats. At 9, his father was poisoned and his tribe abandoned them. Temujin, his mother and siblings had to hunt and gather to survive. These hardships taught him resilience and self-reliance. He learned what it meant to have nothing and to be an outcast. This shaped his understanding of people's need for security and belonging. He promised himself to build something that couldn't be broken apart so easily. Every challenge was a lesson: courage, patience, strategy. He escaped capture, hunted for food, and learned from real life. These experiences prepared him for a future no one could have imagined. Temujin was being shaped into a leader by the hardest teacher of all survival. He would use these lessons to unite a nation and build an empire. His tough childhood was the foundation for everything he achieved. The boy who had nothing would one day change the world. This is how legends begin. Let's see how he faced a world of tribes and troubles. To understand Genghis Khan, we must understand his world, a land of warring tribes. Mongolia wasn't a country, but a patchwork of nomadic groups like the Merkits, Tatars and Karaits. Life was a constant struggle for land, water and survival. Tribes raided each other, seeking revenge in endless cycles. There was no law but strength, and trust rarely extended beyond family. Alliances were fragile, betrayal was common. Temujin learned this the hard way. Even close friends could turn into enemies. Building anything lasting was like stacking cards in a windstorm. He saw that as long as tribes fought, they'd remain weak and vulnerable. This chaos inspired his first great idea, unity. What if the tribes stopped fighting and came together as one people? He dreamed of ending the cycle of revenge and building something stronger. This vision set him apart from other leaders. Temujin realized that only by uniting could they survive and thrive. The seeds of a new nation were planted in this world of trouble. His dream was bold, but it was the only way forward. The journey to unity would not be easy, but it would change history. Temujin's greatest idea was unity, turning rival tribes into one nation. He started by gathering loyal followers, promoting people for talent, not family ties. This new way attracted those tired of old rivalries. His group grew as he welcomed defeated enemies, mixing tribes together. He wanted people to see themselves as Mongols, not just members of old tribes. This new identity was revolutionary. Temujin built trust by being fair and loyal, creating a team based on merit. After years of battles and setbacks, his vision took shape. In 1206, a great meeting crowned him Genghis Khan, universal ruler. He was now leader of a united Mongol nation. He had ended endless conflict and built a powerful country. This unity was the foundation for the Mongol Empire. Without it, nothing else would have been possible. It all began with the dream of bringing people together. Genghis Khan's first victory was not on the battlefield, but in the hearts of his people. He proved that unity could overcome centuries of division. The Mongol nation was born from this powerful idea. Now he needed a way to protect and expand it. That meant building a super-smart army. With unity achieved, Genghis Khan's next step was a revolutionary army. He organized soldiers in groups of 10, 100, 1,000 and 10,000, making command simple and efficient. Mongol soldiers were expert horsemen and archers, able to strike with speed and precision. Their composite bows could shoot far and accurately, even at full gallop. The army moved quickly, often surprising enemies before they could react. Genghis Khan used strategy like a chess master. Scouts gathered intelligence, and feigned retreats lured enemies into traps. Communication was key. Signal flags and horns allowed them to adapt mid-battle. Think of them as a perfectly coached team, fast, disciplined, and united. This wasn't just a group of fighters, it was a professional force with a single purpose. The smart army defended the new nation and enabled its expansion. Organization, skill, and strategy made the Mongols unstoppable. Next, Genghis Khan needed a way to connect his vast empire. Genghis Khan's next big idea was communication, a super-fast postal system called the Yam. Relay stations with fresh horses stretched across the empire. Messengers could travel over 200 miles a day, far faster than anyone else in the world. The Yam was like the internet of its time, connecting distant regions. It wasn't just for government, merchants and travelers used it too. Trade became safer and easier as people could rely on the Yam for food, shelter and news. Goods, ideas and information flowed between China, the Middle East and Europe. The Yam was the empire's nervous system, keeping everything running smoothly. Genghis Khan understood that a strong empire needed more than armies, it needed connection. The Yam united cultures and made learning from each other possible. This network was one of the Mongol Empire's greatest achievements. It all started with a simple, practical idea. Genghis Khan was not just a conqueror, he was a builder. The Mongol conquests were brutal, but there's another side to the story. Genghis Khan and his successors were also builders, not just warriors. They practiced religious tolerance. People could follow any faith. This policy kept peace in a diverse empire and made conquered peoples more accepting of Mongol rule. Genghis Khan invited religious leaders to his court, encouraging debate and learning. The Mongols created the Pax Mongolica, a century of safety and stability. Trade routes like the Silk Road flourished and goods and inventions traveled freely. The Mongols acted as a bridge connecting East and West. Their empire became a place where ideas mixed and cultures learned from each other. They built a system that brought people together, not just walls to keep them apart. The Mongol Empire's legacy is one of connection and exchange. Fierce in war, they were also creators of peace and prosperity. Their bridges changed the world. Why care about a leader from 800 years ago? Because Genghis Khan's story still matters. He showed that leadership is about vision and fairness, rewarding skill, not just background. His greatest lesson, unity, brings strength. Divided, the Mongols were weak. United, they changed history. Working together, people can achieve the impossible. Genghis Khan's openness to new ideas fueled his empire's success. The Mongols learned from every culture they met, adopting new technologies and strategies. This curiosity and willingness to adapt is a lesson for us all. His life proves that change is possible, even from the harshest beginnings. One person's courage and vision can make a difference. We can look at our own world's problems and believe in our power to change things. Genghis Khan's story is a reminder. Where you start doesn't limit where you can go. The past still has lessons for today. What will you do with them? We've journeyed through Genghis Khan's world, from Temujin's struggles to the rise of a vast empire. We saw his big ideas, unity, smart armies, and connecting people. He changed history, not just through war, but by building peace and encouraging exchange. His story is complex, a builder and a destroyer, admired and feared. History is never simple, and neither are its people. Genghis Khan's actions had both positive and negative effects. Understanding him means seeing all sides of his legacy. So here's a question for you. When we judge a figure like Genghis Khan, is it more important to look at the world they created, or the methods they used to create it? The answer is yours to decide.